They call him the supreme leader, but behind North Korea's walls of secrecy lies a truth the world rarely sees. Kim Jong Un isn't just the most feared dictator on earth, he's one of the richest presidents alive. While millions of his people survive on government rice rations, he spends millions on Swiss watches, French wine, and private islands. A man who rules one of the world's poorest nations is secretly living like a billionaire king. How rich are we talking? Try $5 billion. That's more than the combined net worth of some small countries and almost 12% of North Korea's entire economy. In a nation where the average citizen earns less than $1,300 a year, Kim's daily breakfast can cost more than their yearly income. His main home, a 12-square-kilometer fortress with an Olympic pool, a private cinema, a racetrack, and a 1,000-seat theater stocked with 20,000 foreign films movies his own citizens would be imprisoned for watching. He even built escape tunnels, underground train stations, and a nuclear-proof bunker, because even billionaire dictators worry about job security. But how does a man leading a bankrupt, heavily sanctioned country afford this life of godlike excess, and who's really paying for it? The truth, hidden deep inside North Korea's black money empire, will make you question everything you thought you knew about power, and at the 14-minute mark, you'll see the secret that even world intelligence agencies rarely admit. So buckle up, because what you're about to see isn't just a story about wealth, it's about the most expensive dictatorship in human history. Kim Jong Un's wealth doesn't come from genius investments or family inheritance. It comes from something far darker, an empire built on fear, secrecy, and theft. Inside the heart of Pyongyang sits Office 39, the regime's most mysterious organization. It doesn't make policy, it makes money by any means necessary. Think of it as North Korea's version of a Fortune 500 company, except its business model includes drug trafficking, arms sales, cybercrime, and forced labor every year. This shadow office funnels up to $1 billion directly into Kim's private accounts. That's money stolen from the sweat and suffering of 26 million citizens, workers in mines, soldiers in forced labor camps, even hackers who spend their nights breaching foreign banks just to keep the supreme leader's champagne cold. And where does all this money go? Not to hospitals, not to schools. It disappears into a global maze of over 200 foreign bank accounts spread across Switzerland, Singapore, and Austria, and Liechtenstein, and all hidden behind fake names and loyal intermediaries. International investigators call it the most sophisticated criminal state on the planet, a country that acts like a mafia family, with Kim Jong Un as both godfather and CEO. But this shadow empire doesn't just fund the regime's survival. It fuels something far more personal, a life of luxury so outrageous it makes Hollywood moguls look modest. Because when you control the entire nation's wealth, your home stops being a house. It becomes a kingdom. When you control a billion-dollar criminal network, you don't settle for one mansion. You build 17. Kim Jong Un's real estate portfolio isn't just excessive, it's imperial. His main home, the Ryongsong residence in Pyongyang, spans over 12 square kilometers, a walled paradise so large it makes the White House look like a suburban starter home. Behind those electric fences and landmines is a playground for a modern god king. Inside, an Olympic-sized swimming pool with a full water slide, banquet halls for hundreds of guests, a private shooting range, stables with thoroughbred horses imported from Europe, and a 1,000-seat cinema stocked with over 20,000 DVDs, Hollywood movies, that his people would be imprisoned for watching. His obsession with movies started when he studied in Switzerland. And today, that hobby fuels an entire underground theater system built just for his personal entertainment. Security around the compound is beyond paranoid. Electric fences, minefields, and tunnels connecting to secret train stations so Kim can vanish at a moment's notice. Because when your wealth is built on fear, you start fearing everyone. But even Ryongsong isn't enough. In 2022, satellite images revealed 8 new luxury mansions built inside Pyongyang's restricted Chongqing compound. Each mansion, designed like a mini resort, exists for one reason, so the supreme leader never has to sleep in the same place twice. It's not comfort, it's survival disguised as luxury. Visual fade transition to ocean footage, luxury yacht gliding through calm water, And when Kim tires of his palaces on land, he escapes to his private paradise on the sea. When Kim Jong Un leaves his marble palaces behind, he doesn't exactly travel light. He takes his empire with him on water, in the air, and even underground. His crown jewel at sea is a Princess 95M yacht worth around $78 million, complete with 3 decks, a dining hall, and a floating water park featuring 4 slides and an Olympic-sized pool. It's not a boat, it's a palace on water reserved for one man. While an entire nation struggles to find clean drinking water, satellite images show his private marina lined with cruise ships ranging from 50 to 80 meters long. One of them is a 200-foot multi-story party barge, built exclusively for entertainment and political loyalty rituals, a literal floating monument to excess. Former NBA star Dennis Rodman, one of Kim's few foreign guests, once described the dictator's private island as Hawaii or Ibiza, but here's the catch, yet Kim is the only resident. When he's not sailing, he flies. Kim's personal jet, an Ilyushin IL-62M, codenamed Shamai 1, is fitted with white leather sofas, rosewood desks, and crystal ashtrays. Even his short flights are taken on a Ukrainian Antonov customized with luxury interiors. Maintaining these planes costs $50 million each, and he's only taken 9 foreign trips since 2011. His domestic travel is even more surreal, a 90-car armored train that creeps across the country like a moving fortress. Inside, chefs serve French cuisine, officials hold secret meetings, and according to defectors, the infamous Pleasure Brigade entertains him along the way. Their existence is officially denied, but eyewitnesses say they're young women chosen for their beauty and forced into service at the human cost of keeping a dictator amused. Luxury, in Kim Jong Un's world, isn't just about comfort, it's about control and the fear that comes with it. Every single day, Kim Jong Un wakes up to a life so indulgent that it feels ripped from the pages of a dystopian novel. His breakfast alone imported Danish ham, Swiss cheese, and Iranian caviar could cost more than the average North Korean earns in a year. According to a United Nations report, the regime spends over $600 million annually on luxury goods. That includes $30 million on liquor, $37 million on electronics, and $8 million on watches. And that was nearly a decade ago. His appetite has only grown since. While millions of North Koreans survive on corn soup and boiled grass, Kim maintains a wine cellar that would make French aristocrats jealous. He reportedly downs 10 bottles of Bordeaux in one night and favors Hennessy cognac at $2,000 a bottle. His cigarettes Yves Saint Laurent cost $44 per pack, almost a third of an average citizen's monthly income. His obsession with Swiss cheese born from his school years in Switzerland is so intense that he allegedly sent envoys abroad just to learn how to recreate it at home. Meanwhile, his people can't even afford milk. But Kim's extravagance isn't just about taste, it's about identity, a fantasy he built around Western luxury. Even as he bans his citizens from seeing the West at all, it's an addiction dressed as power, a ruler chasing pleasure in a kingdom built on starvation. And yet, behind the chandeliers and imported wine, his inner circle lives just as lavishly because Kim's luxury is contagious. It's the currency of loyalty. In North Korea, loyalty doesn't just buy survival, it buys luxury. And no one benefits from that more than the Kim family itself. Kim's wife, Ri Sol-ju, rarely appears in public, but when she does, she shines brighter than any state parade. Designer handbags from Dior worth over $500 each, custom-tailored coats, and diamond jewelry that would make a first lady blush. Every appearance is a statement. The supreme leader's family doesn't just rule, they perform wealth. His sister, Kim Yo-jong, may be one of the most feared women in Asia, but she's also one of the most fashion-forward. Spotted in Russia carrying a $500 Dior purse, she's proof that power, in Pyongyang, comes accessorized. Each luxury item violates UN sanctions, but that's part of the message. Rules don't apply to gods. Even Kim's daughter, Kim Ju-ae, lives a childhood straight out of a royal fantasy. While most North Korean children struggle for food, she rides imported horses, skis in private resorts, and plays in indoor swimming pools built just for her. Her photos, released by state media, paint the image of an innocent princess, but they're really propaganda posters for privilege. Together, they form what analysts call the royal court of Pyongyang, a family whose luxury exists as proof of power, a dynasty that dresses tyranny in silk and diamonds. But here's the most chilling part. This wealth isn't just for show. It's how Kim buys loyalty. One watch, one apartment, one life at a time in Kim Jong Un's North Korea. Loyalty isn't earned, it's bought. And the price, a luxury car, a Swiss watch. Or if you're truly devoted, a penthouse overlooking the capital. This system is known by defectors as gift politics. It's how Kim maintains absolute control by feeding his inner circle a steady diet of forbidden luxury and reminding them that every privilege flows directly from him. In 2022, Kim publicly gifted a 2-story apartment to the country's longtime TV anchor, Ri Chun-hee, the voice that has narrated every North Korean propaganda broadcast for decades on state television. She cried tears of gratitude as she received the keys to her new home, a performance broadcast nationwide. But to the people watching, it wasn't just a gift. It was a warning: loyalty is rewarded and disobedience is erased. High-ranking officials received Mercedes-Benz limousines, Rolex watches, and imported liquor, all banned under international sanctions. They wear their gifts like armor, knowing full well that losing Kim's favor means losing everything. Because in this kingdom of corruption, luxury isn't just comfort, it's currency. It's how power circulates in a closed world where fear and desire are the only forms of trade. And beneath the glittering surface, every watch, every car, every diamond ring is a quiet reminder that their lives belong to one man. A dictator who buys love with luxury and obedience with fear. In a country where the average person earns $1,300 a year, one man controls a fortune of $5 billion. That's more than 12% of his nation's entire economy. If the same ratio existed in the United States, a single man would own $2.5 trillion more than Apple, Amazon, and Tesla combined. Every palace, every yacht, every imported bottle of wine isn't just excess. It's a monument built from hunger, silence, and fear. While his people queue for rice, Kim Jong Un collects yachts and movie posters, building an empire of pleasure on a foundation of pain. But here's the irony: the man who has everything lives like he's terrified of losing it all. 17 palaces, tunnels, bunkers, and decoy mansions, proof that absolute power doesn't bring peace. It breeds paranoia. Every dollar spent on cognac could feed a family for months. Every diamond bracelet could pay a doctor's salary for a year. But none of that matters in a world where image is survival. Kim Jong Un's story isn't just about corruption. It's about what happens when a man mistakes fear for respect and wealth for immortality. So, what do you think? Is Kim Jong Un the richest president alive or the poorest man in the world? Tell us what shocked you most and comment who you want us to expose next.